Hi, I'm Luis Rivera. I just finished schooling from Lincoln Tech Institute thanks to JCETP. I'm working full-time as a construction project manager.
What brought you to the Jersey City Employment and Training Program?
Looking for another opportunity in order to be able to get somewhere in life that, I had gotten stuck in a rut for the most part. So I needed like a boost, and JCETP was able to help me out with that.
And what services were you provided?
I was provided GA, and I was also with the school training as well, which was just a great thing.
So what particular school did you attend, and what specific credentials were you able to attain through the program?
Well, I ended up going to Lincoln Tech in Union. I know that was going to be one of the challenges, is to make it there on time every day, because you had to be there at 7:30 in the morning. And in order to work in the HVAC field, they kind of require that, it's not mandatory, but they require that you get a certification called the 608. So I got the 608. Then to further pat my stats, the resume a little bit, I made sure I went a little bit above and beyond. Got the 609 to be able to work on vehicles. And I also got my 410A, which allows you to work on higher pressure refrigerants, which, once again, if my caseworker was willing to go above and beyond, I felt that I could do the same thing.
And can you tell us a little bit more about your school training? What brought you to that opportunity? How did that work with your services at JCETP?
Yeah, well, I had to go through a lengthy process of looking for jobs, but unfortunately, you constantly get denied when you might have the experience, but nothing is on paper, no real training. They can be verified, at least. So eventually, I came across Alejandra, and she was just amazing, because she told me all the opportunities that were out there, different schoolings they had out there, and I ended up picking a field in which I did the schooling. It took about 4 months, but once it was all said and done, I was able to find a job immediately, and it's been easier. And instead of finding a job, like they say, I was able to find a career, which kind of helped out.
Amazing. And what kind of training did you go through? What did you explore? What did you come out of it after that 4 months?
The training was HVAC, which you need it whether it's summertime, wintertime. You need heating and cooling. But it was just the fact that once I got through it, it was just a lot easier to understand that if I could do that. There was a lot of physics classes I didn't even know, but I know that my caseworker, she gets a lot of credit because she believed in me. I think she might have went above and beyond to even put me in a certain school that I went to, and it was worth it. I don't know exactly how to put it into words, but the school was challenging, but as long as you were there and you made a commitment, you were going to get results out of it in return.
Amazing. And now you had mentioned you had gotten a position. Is that full-time? Are you making pretty good money? What does your employment status look like now in terms of what you're doing?
My employment status is actually full-time. I'm working quite a bit, and I'm making more money than I ever thought that I could ever imagine. Months prior to that, it was just rejection after rejection after rejection. And then it's everything happened for a reason, because now the jobs I was applying for, there was no real room for growth, and I feel like this position that I have now as a construction project manager, I see a brighter future, just to say that.
Great. So do you see yourself continuing your relationship with JCETP, in where you're working now, and if you have any future opportunities available to you, you think you'll, revisit those services?
Absolutely. Honestly, absolutely. And I recommend anybody to do so. In my past, I originally wanted to go to school and do the whole biology background and science background, and it's different avenues that we find ourselves later on in life, but JCETP definitely gives you direction. So it it was helpful, and I would definitely stay in contact with my caseworker. I would definitely reach back out to her in case if anything happens, because you don't know, you can't foresee the future.
And you had mentioned that you would recommend JCETP services to your peers and colleagues in the future?
Absolutely. Like, I completely 1000% think that it's just worth it. If you're down on your luck, and I'm not sure they'll be able to get the same caseworker I had. I was lucky and I was very fortunate once again. But if JCETP has more people like her, I'm sure that they're gonna be perfect. They're gonna do just fine. So I would definitely recommend anyone and everyone. And I always, you know, I tell people now, like, you know, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I've done, I wouldn't say a lot in my life,